Peppa Pig, happy birthday. It is Mummy Pig's birthday, and Peppa and George have made her a yummy cake. Why don't we practice singing happy birthday? Asked Daddy Pig. Peppa and George are excited. George is so excited he blows the candles out. Don't worry, George, says Peppa. Daddy can light them again. Once the candles are lit, Peppa starts singing Happy Birthday with a little help from George. At the end of the song, Peppa gets so excited she blows the candles out. Oops, says Peppa, giggling. Daddy, can you light them again, please? Let's take the cake to Mummy, says Peppa, when the candles are lit. But just then a breeze comes through the window and blows the candles out. Oh no, cries Peppa. Not again. Don't worry, Peppa, says Daddy Pig. I'll light them one last time. Peppa, George and Daddy Pig tiptoe towards the living room with the cake. We're coming, Mummy, Peppa shouts loudly. Shh, shushes Daddy Pig. Let's surprise her. But his shushing blows the candles out. Oh, Daddy, says Peppa, now you have to light them again. Finally, Peppa and George give Mummy Pig her cake. Happy birthday, dear Mummy. Happy birthday to you. Mummy Pig tries to blow the candles out. But she can't. We can help, says Peppa, taking a deep breath. Hooray! Wow, says Mummy Pig. I'm the luckiest mummy in the whole world. The end. Peppa's best birthday party. It was Mandy Mouse's birthday, and she was having her party at Cheese World.
Wow!
What is Cheese World, Mandy? Asked Peppa.
It's the most fun place ever,
replied Mandy.
There's a cheese river and a cheese mountain, and best of all, there's a cheese castle.
Wow! Everyone gasped. When they arrived for the party, Mummy Mouse took Mandy and her friends to a huge cheese-shaped arch. Welcome to Cheese World, announced Miss Rabbit. Have any of you been here before?
I have,
cried Mandy.
It's amazing. Wow!
Oh, hello, Mandy, said Miss Rabbit. Nice to see you again. Everyone followed Miss Rabbit past some cheese trees and cheese bushes. So, said Miss Rabbit, everything at Cheese World is about cheese, cheered Mandy. That's right, said Miss Rabbit. And we'll start by sailing on the river of cheese. Mandy cheered again. When they got to the cheese river, 2 little cheese boats were waiting. All aboard, called Mandy. And hold tight, added Miss Rabbit, as the boats bobbed along. Miss Rabbit, said Peppa, are these boats made of real cheese? No, Peppa, replied Miss Rabbit. They are made from pretend cheese. Oh, said Peppa. We are now entering Cheese Mountain, said Miss Rabbit as they sailed inside a cave. Is it made of real cheese? asked Peppa. No, replied Miss Rabbit. But this is what it would be like to sail through a cheese mountain.
Wow!
Ooh! Cried Mandy and her friends. If cheese mountains existed, finished Miss Rabbit. After the boat ride, Mr. Rabbit showed the group his cheese aeroplane ride. Mandy explained what to do.
If you pull the lever, the plane goes up,
she said.
And if you push the lever, the plane goes down.
Once the children were safely in their airplanes, Mr. Rabbit started the ride. Up, up and away, he cried.
This is brilliant,
said Molly Mole.
Look, there's a sun made of cheese,
Mandy called.
And the clouds are cottage cheese,
gasped Susie.
I can see the whole world,
said Peppa.
It's all cheese.
Was that fun? asked Mummy Mouse once the children finished flying.
Yes!
Everyone cheered happily.
I told you Cheese World is the most fun place ever,
cried Mandy. Next, it was time to visit the Castle of Cheese. Hello, Mandy, said Grampy Rabbit when they arrived at the entrance. Have you told your friends about my Castle of Cheese?
I told them it was the best bit,
said Mandy. It is, said Grampy Rabbit. It's where we get to smell real cheese. No pretend cheese here. Once they were inside, Grampy Rabbit said, Let's start by smelling a mild cheese. Molly and Pedro Pony both took a good sniff. Said Molly.
This smells nice.
I like it too, said Pedro. Grampy Rabbit sniffed the cheese, but he didn't think it had any smell at all. Now for something a little bit stronger, said Grampy Rabbit, taking the cover off a second piece of cheese. He took a big sniff. That's more like it, he said. A stinky one. Pedro sniffed the cheese. He cried.
It smells like my daddy's socks.
And now, said Grampy Rabbit, it's time for the strongest cheese in the whole world. Grampy Rabbit carefully lifted the cover off the third cheese and took a huge sniff. Now that's what I call cheese, he said. Next it was Mandy's turn to smell the super strong cheese.
It's the nicest smell I've ever smelled,
she said. You love smelling cheese, don't you, Mandy? Said Mummy Mouse.
Yes,
cried Mandy.
But I love eating it even more.
Funny you should say that, said Mummy Mouse. Mummy Mouse brought out a cake covered in candles.
Wow!
It's birthday cake time, she said.
Cheesecake!
Gasped Mandy.
My favourite!
Hooray! Everyone cheered.
This is the best birthday ever,
cried Mandy.
And this is the best birthday party ever,
said Peppa.
Happy birthday, Mandy!
The end. Happy birthday, Peppa. Once upon a time, it was nearly Peppa's birthday. And she was on the telephone to Susie Sheep.
I'm going to have a party, and Daddy is doing a magic show,
Peppa told Susie excitedly. Ho, ho. I hope you don't mind, Daddy, Mummy Pig whispered. I promise, Peppa.
"Oh, not at all," Daddy Pig replied. "Of course, the amazing Mysterio will make an appearance." George was excited too. He loved parties and magic shows. Peppa wanted to start planning her party straight away. She asked Mummy Pig if she could invite all of her friends. "Yes," Mummy Pig said, "and George can invite some too." "But George's friends are little," Peppa said. Mummy Pig told Peppa that she could teach George's friends all the party games.
Wow!
"Oh yes, I am very good at that," agreed Peppa. Soon it was Peppa's birthday. It was very early in the morning, but Peppa was already wide awake. "Wake up, Daddy, it's my birthday!" Peppa shouted, bouncing on Mummy and Daddy Pig's bed. "What time is it?" asked Mummy Pig. Daddy Pig checked. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. By 7 o'clock, everyone was dressed and ready for breakfast. "Okay, let's get your birthday started," Mummy Pig said. George passed Peppa her birthday present. "Happy birthday, Peppa," Mummy and Daddy Pig said together. George said. Peppa tore off the pretty paper excitedly. It was a pink polka dot doll's dress for Teddy.
Wow!
"Thank you, everyone," she cried. Ding dong! Peppa's friends had arrived. "Happy birthday, Peppa!" shouted Candy Cat, Susie Sheep, Danny Dog, Rebecca Rabbit, Zoe Zebra, Emily Elephant and Pedro Pony. George's little friends were there too. "Squeak!" said Richard Rabbit, Edmund Elephant and Zuzu and Zaza Zebra. Peppa explained how to play musical statues to George and his friends. "You have to dance when the music is playing, and when it stops, freeze like a statue." Click! Danny Dog pressed play on the stereo, but no one moved. "You've got to dance," Peppa called. The little children started to dance. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Click! Danny Pig turned off the stereo. George, Richard, Edmund, Zuzu and Zaza froze. "You're moving, George," Peppa said. "You're out." George cried very loudly. One by one, all of George's friends were out, except for Zaza. "Zaza is the winner," Emily Elephant announced. "Here's your medal," she added, looping the red ribbon around the little zebra's neck. "It's made of real plastic gold," Candy Cat said. Cried George, Richard, Edmund and Zuzu. They wanted medals too. Daddy Pig hurried in to cheer everyone up with a magic show. "Peppa," whispered Daddy Pig, "remember to introduce me as the amazing Mysterio." "Ladies and gentlemen, it's Magic Daddy," said Peppa. "Hooray!" The audience cheered and clapped. Magic Daddy took off his top hat and waved a hand over it, ready to perform his first trick.
Wow!
Ta-da! Teddy appeared from Magic Daddy's hat. The children clapped again. "For my next trick, I need a helper from the audience," said Magic Daddy. Everyone put their hands up. Magic Daddy chose Susie Sheep. "Okay, Susie, Here are 3 coloured balls, he said, turning his back and closing his eyes. You have to secretly choose one while I'm not looking. Susie picked up the red ball. Abracadabra, Magic Daddy said. You chose yellow, Magic Daddy guessed. No, said Susie Sheep. Magic Daddy guessed again. You chose blue. No, Susie Sheep said. Magic Daddy had one more guess. You chose red. Yes, Susie Sheep said. Hooray! The children cheered and clapped. Peppa wasn't sure Magic Daddy should have said all 3 colours, but she clapped along anyway. Next, Magic Daddy turned off the lights. Close your eyes. No peeping. Now say the magic word. Abracadabra! The children cried. Open your eyes, cried Magic Daddy, turning the lights back on. The children opened their eyes. Ooh, they gasped. Mummy Pig was holding a delicious-looking cake with 4 candles on it. My banana birthday cake, cried Peppa. Blow the candles out, Peppa, Mummy said. And don't forget to make a wish, Daddy Pig added. Peppa squeezed her eyes shut and wished very hard. Then she blew them all out at once. Hooray! Cheered her friends. Happy birthday, Peppa! Susie Sheep asked her what she'd wished, but Peppa wouldn't tell. She really wanted her birthday wish to come true. And finally, announced Magic Daddy, I have one last trick to amaze you with. Abracadabra! He pulled a present from his top hat and handed it to Peppa. Peppa squealed, tearing off the paper and opening the box. Inside was a beautiful pair of yellow wellies. Right, boots on everyone, Mummy Pig called. All the children ran to the hall to put on their wellies. What's happening? Peppa asked. Why has everyone brought their boots? Peppa, George and their friends followed Mummy Pig out into the garden. Peppa was so excited she couldn't stop skipping. Daddy Pig and George quickly picked up 2 buckets and poured water all over the grass. Surprise! Everyone shouted. Happy birthday, Peppa! Puddles! Hooray! Peppa yelled, leaping in and jumping up and down. My birthday wish came true! Come on, everyone! Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, George, George's friends and Peppa's friends all jumped in. Everyone loves jumping in muddy puddles. This is the best birthday ever! Shouted Peppa. The end. Peppa Pig, George's birthday. It's George's birthday today. Mummy Pig hands George a box wrapped in green paper. Happy birthday, George, she says.
Dinosaur!
Cries George, pulling out a purple dinosaur. I knew it would be a dinosaur, Stinky, says Peppa. George waves the toy dinosaur at Peppa. Too scary, cries Peppa. Peppa has painted a card for George. I was going to paint a flower, says Peppa, But George does not like flowers, so in the end I painted a dinosaur, cries George. Mummy Pig tells George that they are going somewhere very special for his birthday treat. Yippee! Shouts Peppa. Where are we going? You'll see, says Daddy Pig. George's birthday treat is a visit to the dinosaur room at the museum.
Wow!
George loves dinosaurs. They are his favourite thing in the whole world. Not silly old dinosaurs again, groans Peppa. George stops in front of a big green dinosaur. He is standing on a yellow cross. There's a beep, and then roar! George jumps and begins to cry. It's not real, George, says Mummy Pig. Don't be frightened. It's just a robot, says Daddy Pig. Arr! Shouts George at the Robo-Dino. And there's another surprise, says Mummy Pig. All of Peppa and George's friends are here.
Hooray!
Happy birthday, George, says everyone. Mummy Rabbit has made a delicious birthday cake for George. I knew it would be a dinosaur cake, says Peppa. Mummy Rabbit laughs. What an amazing guess, Peppa. It's time for one last surprise, says Daddy Pig. Can you guess what it is? Something to do with dinosaurs, says Peppa. Everybody runs outside to see. It is a bouncy castle in the shape of a dinosaur. A bouncy dinosaur. George loves bouncy dinosaurs, and so does Peppa. The end. Peppa Pig, George's birthday. Today is George's birthday. It is very early in the morning, says George, jumping up and down. Happy birthday, George, say Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig. George woke me up, says Peppa. Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig have a present for George. When George opens it, he shouts, Dinosaur! Arr! Ho, squeeze its tummy, says Daddy Pig. George's new dinosaur roars. He, laughs George. Peppa has made George a card. When George opens the card, he shouts, Dinosaur! We're going somewhere very special for George's birthday treat, says Mummy Pig. Yippee, says Peppa, and off they all go. The family arrives at the museum. George, what do you like best in the whole world, says Daddy Pig. Dinosaurs, says George. George's birthday treat is a visit to the dinosaur room, says George, jumping up and down. Beep, beep, roar, says a great big dinosaur. George is very surprised and starts to cry. Don't be frightened, George. It's not a real dinosaur, explains Mummy Pig. George loves the robot dinosaur. Surprise! Peppa and George's friends are here. Mummy Rabbit has made a birthday cake for George. It's a dinosaur cake, says Peppa. Happy birthday, George, shouts everyone. There's one last surprise, says Daddy Pig. Everybody follows Daddy Pig outside. What's that? asks Peppa, looking at George's surprise.
Daddy Pig switches on a pump. It just needs to be filled with air, he says. It's a bouncy castle, Peppa cries. No, it's a dinosaur, a bouncy dinosaur, shouts Peppa. Dinosaur, says George. The end.